Hi, hello, my name is Kelly Mitchell. Welcome to your reading. This is a pick a card for the Divine Feminine today. This could be for male or female, but this would be for the hidden aspects of you, whether you feel like you've lost them, whether you feel like they've been stolen, the parts of you that feel a little bit repressed, the parts of you that feel a little bit unexplored. Okay, so you can be male or female in this. This could be about you specifically as a feminine and what is going on in your current energy. This could be you as a masculine and the feminine energy that's within you that is trying to connect with you, okay? And this can also be about somebody that you're thinking of, another woman or another feminine type of figure in your life, that you consider a divine feminine. So this is a pick a card for what's going on in your current energy, and then I might even be able to pull out some past energy is sort of what I'm feeling today. And I have done things a little bit differently, but I'll explain them after you pick your pile. So over here on the far left, this will be pile number 1, pile number 2, pile number 3, and then on the far right over here would be pile number 4. So please do pick your pile, the one that you feel like you resonate with the most, the one that is calling to you, and then I will see you very shortly. Have a good day, and let's have a great read. Hi, pile number 1. Welcome to your reading. I have chosen for you today 2 companion decks that I will be using together, and then I will also be using this deck over here for clarifiers. I have pre-shuffled the decks here, but I have not looked at any of the cards except, of course, the top card that you see here. Now, when I shuffled all of my decks, I chose a pair for each reading, and then pile number 4 is a combination of all of the decks. So you will find in your reading an accurate read that is to your energy. I hope this is general, so if it does not resonate, please just do find something else that feels like it's a better fit. However, this sort of represents, now you're going to be missing cards from your piles as I shuffle here. Not too many, but a few, all right? And so this represents the feminine, and missing pieces of themselves. Whether they're pieces of you, some people might consider it the subconscious mind. Some people might consider it, your soul memory. Some people might consider it just your dreams or your actual physical past, okay? And parts of you have been stolen. Parts of you have been lost. Parts of you have been not discovered, okay? So it's not that I want to shortchange you on your decks. It's just like whatever cards don't come out, or the cards specifically not meant to come out for you, they're going to come out in another deck, okay? So this is sort of just like, here we are, this is what we're born with, all right? This is you, this is your situation for a divine feminine. I feel like you were born not only with a lot of secrets with the elders in your family, as in the history and where you came from, but there's also been, it's like, over time, history changes, all right? And depending on who becomes, the next heir or, the descendant of the family, whatever their view is, and however they decide to represent their ancestors is what's going to be coming to the front. So there's still a lot of secrets from the past that were never revealed, okay? Especially if you were someone that found out one of your family members had stolen from another family, and then records had been changed over time. I feel like this pile here has family secrets in the most recent 300 years that they have changed, that they are covering up from something that has been tampered with. So I'm saying it's at least 300 years or more, okay? So it's almost like however you grew up, there is more behind the story and more that would unlock deeper parts of you, more that you deserve to know, because it is part of not only your soul growth, your soul memories, okay, but it is part of who you are deep down in your soul. So this could be information that you could use, not only to unlock blockages in your family bloodline, but to open up deeper parts of yourself that maybe have possibly been hidden, stolen, repressed, something like that. Let's just see what your cards are here. I have Judgment in reverse, and the 6 of Swords and the Moon. I almost feel like you maybe have been lied to about an ancestor. of yours. And it could go either way. It could be someone that you hold in really high regard that honestly was not a very good person at all. And, certain stories were told about them where you had a certain idea of who this person was, and then you find out later, or you need to find out that actually that's not what happened at all, because the truth behind, your ancestry still lies hidden, and you deserve to know that. It is a part of who you are. So there's definitely someone in the way that is alive on this day that is holding some kind of written information, some kind of artifact, or some kind of knowledge that they just have kept secret all of this time, that I do hope that they pass on before it is seriously too late. That is how history gets rewritten in the wrong way, when no one corrects the truth. And then you think about how many years has it passed today. And so you are still a descendant of all of these people, that you come from, whether it's biological or not, because you have conditioning in your life environment that makes up your personality and everything that, you are to this day. You have natural tendencies to want to move your will in a certain direction. And then you're born with certain limitations and abilities in how you can respond to stress. But if certain things are changed and hidden from you, it will be very difficult for you to unlock personal, deep down DNA codes, and you can take that in any way you want, but just soul memories. Just simply the truth of your family bloodline being restored gives you personal healing. It really, truly does. So especially if you went into your attic and you're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe my name changed here, and that's weird, and so. It would be great if you could find some way to rectify it. Even writing a letter, this is coming at me, even writing a letter to somebody that either has already passed away, or that there was an error somewhere, and you don't have to mail it to anyone. You could bury it in the ground. You could burn it afterwards. You could throw it away. But just that's you communicating an apology or some kind of knowledge to something else that you can't see. It's just, that's the vibration of forgiveness, okay? Of real justice, because you're recognizing the truth. So judgment is the truth of the situation. So if you embalm someone and then you change the story, or you do it incorrectly, or you do it while they're alive, all right, there's a serious error that happened here. And so I do hope that there is some clarification that is given to a divine feminine, or you, if you're the masculine and you have a really hard time showing emotion. It's maybe it's because there was something that really happened here with the wrong kind of nurture, because this came out in reverse at the beginning, okay? So it's you were confused from the start. And that really, the deep down pain, it's more than emotion. But, that deep down pain can cause you problems every single day if every single person you encounter reminds you of the deep down pain. So you're constantly run by emotion. So there's definitely cycles that go into that. But whoever this pilot is here is there's information about you, about your family, that you do not know. Or you have recently found it out, and this would be your confirmation, is to go in that direction and seek clarity to whatever you have just discovered. It's almost like you found a message in a bottle and you want to get to the bottom of it. That's another feeling I have. Let's see what else your cards are. Whoa. We have the star, so you obviously might be the star. You might have found out information about certain family bloodlines, that are very, very important, especially, let's say, because you might be this person. Let's say you go to the doctor's office and they want to know about your family medical history, because, very hereditary and genetic diseases are very serious and real. And if you don't know what that simple thing is, because it could be very simple, you could get very sick, and then you wouldn't be able to help your passed on, not passed on, but you wouldn't be able to help your loved ones get any kind of medical treatment if they had to have any type of safety later on, or it came to, you need to know specific things about your parents and your grandparents so that you can protect your kids from certain illness or something like that. But whatever it is, it's almost like there's somebody in your family that knows something very specific about you that is honestly would be very important for you or your family to know. Specifically about your ancestry, specifically about a family feud, that you just need clarification on. And temperance. It honestly might just balance things for your family. It might just give you a deep relief, because I'm feeling this sense of it's almost like not sorrow, but you feel responsible for the pain of someone else, okay? Even if you're just trying, like you might even feel like you've made a mistake because you didn't have all the information, or you found information and you just have a big heart and you want to make it right for something. You might also be a person who really understands that energy exists in all lifetimes, in all life forms, and you really want to make sure that that stays protected. You might have found some very serious information that you want to reveal, or you might want to do some more digging onto whatever your family history is, because it would bring a lot of peace into your life, especially if you were to have children. You know, even if you felt like your life was in a lot of conflict or turmoil and you always felt like you were being attacked, you know, just having this kind of relief would allow just a daily peace for whatever interactions you encounter, because it would just give you some sort of acknowledgement of secrets, but then protection of being there and aware and open. So even if you don't know that they're secrets, acknowledging that there are secrets and then accepting, it's like you don't accept that they're secrets, but you accept that they're secrets that you need to find. And then you go into a quiet void space where you can be level enough to get through your day, to stay focused in meditation, to get to that space. So I know that that sounds complicated, but the more that you can get to a quiet space with assurance and determination to find the secret by being completely still, that's when answers start to come with you, because the hold and the urgency of you getting this information to yourself just keeps it too far away from you. I apologize, I know that was wordy, but like you need to know that it's coming, but you also have to be open and searching at the same time. So you can almost envision this picture here in the Six of Swords where the sky is dark, but, you know, you have the sun over here, and sometimes some people might even imagine a very big moon. But it's like you imagine yourself completely surrounded by all of this darkness, except for this, you know, little light. You can imagine a light that's barely there, or you can focus on a light that you're trying to get to. So what I'm basically saying is that's sending the signal out there that you're seeking information, but you're calm and level enough to receive it without going out of balance. That it does take time, but you certainly can get there. And then that's how you can start to get more information on where you came from to the deepest level. Okay, let's see what else we have here. Because I feel like this divine feminine is a very, very intelligent, very, very knowledgeable about many different types of healing. Okay, I think self-care is extremely, extremely important to this divine feminine. You know, I do understand that she's been very, very hurt. You know, at the same time, it's not that she's just quick to leave a situation, but she's very sure when it's time to leave the situation. I think that this person is often called maybe reckless or very quick to come and go out of a situation. But I just think this person is very guarded on their energy, guarded on how they want to be treated in all stages of their life, especially like even from a distance by other people. So I don't think that you're just quick to abandon people. I think that you're quick to stay level. Like if something does not fit, it does not fit. And so it's like you're always searching for the truth out there of who you are. So it's obviously like something has not been spoken to you yet, but I do feel like this divine feminine is very, you could say, anointed spiritually, meaning like she's definitely on her north node, okay? And so if this person is acting erratic, they're not acting erratic, they're sticking to themselves. They're the star. They understand how their energy needs to be taken care of. They also understand that they have a responsibility to things that other people cannot see, and our history and where we came from, and the constant communication that we have with them. So you don't need to worry about this divine feminine. And if you're a masculine and you're very interested in Egyptian, you know, even just mythology and ancient texts, and you're even like, I don't even know if this is real, but I know that this is something. It's like, that's your inner feminine being like, do not forget me and where we came from. You know what I mean? These are two different levels that need to connect at all times with a human being that's going to be an integrated ascended master. Your feminine and your masculine at the exact same time, okay? That's how you get the chariot. So you could be very forceful, and that would be in reverse. That would be somebody controlling you or you pushing too hard. That's why if you're seeking answers in meditation, that's all you're thinking about. Well, you're blocking the communication. But if you're in alignment, people saying having in faith, well, you have faith. This person has faith because they're in complete alignment with their spiritual destiny. They take care of spirit. They take care of other people. This is not a mean girl. This divine feminine takes very good care of their spiritual everything. Everything. Whether they know all the knowledge or not, they really protect their energy. They really do. And there's certain things about this star that they don't know that they're still searching for. So not only do they have a very big spirit team trying to, it's more than get their attention. It's a joint relationship because so much has been stolen and so much has been hurt and flipped and reversed and forgotten, and then the pain. So every divine feminine in every masculine and in every feminine, meaning your gender, will always be holding the pain of the divine feminine. It's your responsibility, whatever gender you are, to repair the divine feminine in your lifetime and then to have the understanding of every other generation. So no matter how old you are, you need to have that understanding of the divine feminine as a baby, as a sister, as a child, then as a peer, then as a possible lover, then a mother, then a wise woman. You have to understand every single aspect of the divine feminine, and that has to be the man and the woman. And until you can do that for the feminine and the masculine in every stage, and be a protector for every stage, and then understand all wounds from every stage, you could not fully integrate. So it's a very big job for a real spiritual person. So congratulations to this divine feminine, and good job if you're a masculine or a feminine, because you're certainly connected with spirit and you're focused on the truth and what is real. So good day and happy read and good luck, pile number 1. All right. Pile number 2. This is not you. Sorry. This is pile number 2. You like to jump the gun. I'm just kidding. That was totally my fault. I saw the King of Pentacles. He looks shiny. So, let's do that. I'm just kidding. This is pile number 2, I think. If not, that's going to suck. I'm pretty sure it was. All right, pile number 2. I honestly feel like, you might not have a lot of money, financial backing. I have not looked at your cards yet, okay? And I pre-shuffled all of the decks. Then I chose a companion deck for each one. And then I chose your card here, okay? And what happened is for pile number 4, before I chose your 2 cards, okay, and then I still had the piles there. Then I chose the top card and the bottom card from every single deck and gave it to pile number 4, and that's where pile number 4 comes from. So the reason why I did that is because this represents the divine feminine and where you are here now in 2026. There's pieces of us that we feel like have been stolen. There's pieces of us that we feel like we've lost. There's pieces of us we feel like we have absolutely no idea, that we have no idea how to access, and we still do not understand who we are, where we come from, and where we're going, okay? And that's just what we're born with at this time. So this is just here we are. I honestly feel like you came into this life with a lot of lack. I don't feel like you had a lot of nurture, a lot of support. There was a lot of confusion. You might feel like a slave child, like a little workhorse child. I don't think you were fed very much as a child, to be honest. I think you had someone somewhere in your life that you were very, very afraid of. Somebody really spiteful, somebody that might maybe even, like if you got one little thing and you hung on to it, even like if you found a rock, it was your favorite rock, this person would come in and take that thing from you. But you already didn't have a lot. So I really honestly feel like because especially as like you grow up in a family, you were reliant on your family. So it's like, I truly feel like you really had nothing. And then even when you made the best out of nothing, this nasty, spiteful person that was in charge of you, or older than you, came in and really ripped it away. It broke your heart, stole it, whether it was a relationship or a thing, or just hurt you, in any way. Because it doesn't matter, because there's a difference between getting hurt physically. It's an accident. You get a wound or an injury, okay? Ouch, that hurt. And then you have to heal. And then there is getting hurt, but being in extreme fear while you're getting hurt, okay? That you don't necessarily heal from. That is creating soul tears that is there, and now you're handicapped and wounded. Okay, you can be handicapped and wounded from a physical accident, but your soul tear is not there. It's an accident. You can heal from that. We're positive. We got this. You're going to be ambidextrous, whatever. Okay? And so it's like you might have a fear of heights if you fell from a distance, but it's not going to be the same as if somebody hurt you and created an extreme amount of fear before you got hurt or while you were getting hurt. And I feel like you are somebody that has had a lot of fear while you were getting hurt. And I don't like that. And I'm sorry for your pain. Let's see what your cards are. The Three of Pentacles in reverse, and the Seven of Knives. It was going to come out in reverse, but I put it up, right? Because I think it's obviously your mother, your sister, your aunt, your teacher, some kind of weird mom or something at a church. But this is a really scary person that not only, it's like, they love to manipulate. Yeah, it's like you were born to be their dinner, okay? So this pile has had an extremely bad life. So if you're a male and you're having a really hard time finding a decent feminine, or you honestly feel like nothing in your life you could ever do right, is because you were never shown the correct way. You were manipulated in every single way, shape, or form. This person in your life, this elder, might have even gone to people in your peer group when you were younger and had them hurt you. You know, that's a really scary type of thing, where if you're a star in a witch hunt, or if you're this person born without a lot of people knowing who you are or where you are often the victim. And these are the people that get lost, that get forgotten, that aren't even in your governmental system. You don't even know if they were born or not. And these are also the people that have to smile when they go places. Like, how come nobody called Child Protective Services for this one? This lonely little sad skinny kid with ripped up torn clothing that has a really sad smile. And their mom or their aunt or their adoptive parent or whoever's coming in here is being really creepy all the time. And everybody's just like smiling and you're getting ignored. And you're this person. So either way, the love and the protection in you was never there. I'm going to say that. So you have a lot of wounds, whether you're male or female, in the way of not only are you having a hard time taking care of yourself, you have a really hard time taking care of other people. You have a very, very big heart, but you feel so wounded. Like, I feel like you are somebody who feels like you constantly make the wrong decisions. You mess up at work. You mess up in your friend groups. You mess up in your relationships. You can't find good friends. Like, either way, it's because you've always been abandoned. You were always the one left out. And no matter what, like, even if you're grown up now and you don't realize that, like, this would be this deep core wound in you that's not healing. The ability for you to feel like you can't take care of yourself. It's like, you know, like you talk about anorexia or people like that. It's like, I see someone, a grown person with food in their cupboard, afraid to go get a food, and they're an adult now. And, you know, and then it can flip to the opposite, because later on you binge, but then you ate something really unhealthy. Well, what it's like if your parents didn't feed you, and then all you found was like a half-eaten Hostess cupcake, you know, I'm serious, outside in the fucking gutter. Now you're an adult and you're having a really hard time with food. It's because you never had a person show you a good relationship with food. That's just one example. But now you're having a hard time with body image. And you could even be an adult jealous of your small child, you know, or your teenager, because they have this active metabolism that's just booming, and you're confused about food in you, but really you're upset with the one that hurt you, that didn't give you nurture when you were a child. Same thing if you're having a hard time forming relationships, because nobody let you have real relationships. Nobody kind of taught you any kind of thing, so you didn't know how to interact with people. And it's really rude. It's like, please, if you're a bully, watch your bullying. You have no idea what that person knows. If you were never taught, then you never know. Bullying's contagious only to another mean person. Otherwise, it's just a nice, quiet person with their feelings hurt. So please don't misunderstand that. So this divine feminine here, especially if you're a wounded feminine and you clicked on this and you're wondering, like, how come I can't be divine? How come I'm just always a skank trying to get in the middle of everybody's happiness? How come I'm so nasty? Because somebody taught you how to be nasty. Let's be honest. So go back and find out who taught you how to be this nasty and leave an innocent person alone. I mean it. Like, if you clicked on this and you're a mean girl or you're like a jerk, I'm going to be serious, and you like laugh at people and you're mean and you don't get it. Well, it's like something happened here, bro, where you don't understand empathy. Because that's not funny. You're the wounded one. Somebody here was extremely wounded. So if you're a mean person, this would be that time, like, why do I act that way? Because you had a creepy, manipulative, nasty person who not only withheld food from you, they might have poisoned your food. Okay, this could be a kitchen witch thing, because that's actually really huge. To purposely manipulate your entire life. Like, this child was born to be this person's food. So you could be the male or the female if you know you're on the negative side over here grown up, or you could be this, you know, divine feminine on the inside if you're male, or on, you know, however you want to say it, but you're just like, you always feel alone. You're always the loner here. And it's because you got like a lot of weird manipulative people everywhere you go. It's seriously everywhere from like food to housing to travel to schooling. It's like it's been like this your entire life. And you feel like it's you. It is not you, because you've been manipulated your entire life. And if you've truly been manipulated, you have no, it's like nobody on the outside understands those knife wounds on the inside. You want to be like, if you took a scan of my heart, you would see a shredded heart. Like there would be nothing left. That's how this person feels that picked this pile. Like, what's divine feminine? There's nothing left of me. There never was. That's the kind of feeling I have. So yes, I'm seeing another person. Like, if you watch the Hunger Games in the first movie at the end, when there's that young blonde, you know, young man, and he's just, you know, he's like, I'm already dead. It's like he was born to be eaten alive. And even if he's going to try to fight for his life, he knows he's going to be shredding other people at the same time. So it's like that tears a person up, because we're born good. Humans are born good. Okay, so you're either born into a loving family to be protected and you're ripped apart, or you're born because you were stolen and now here you are as somebody's meal. And so there's a huge difference, whether, you know, it's out on the street or in our home. That does exist. So I feel like this divine feminine is currently wounded by previous experiences that are running their daily activities. That's because you were hurt and because you did not have nurture. You didn't have any kind of example of the divine feminine in your life. And if you did, you were manipulated about a true divine feminine, to where you're really confused about, wait, what? It really is. It's like, there's so many different levels of this, but it's kind of like I see this person hurting you and then being like, love ya. And you're like, what? You know what I mean? But if you get if you're like this weird backhanding, or like this person poisons you, you're throwing them sick, and they're like, oh, honey, let me give you a rub. Meanwhile, they're trying to hurt you. You know what I mean? So it's like that backhanded, weird, manipulative love by someone who truly wants to destroy you. I mean, that carries through a person through their entire life. And honestly, this person who picked this pile, or a person you're thinking about, truly has a good heart. They're just having a really hard time accessing it. Or they don't have the safety, you know, to come to have all this time to heal. Like, some people say depression means you need deep rest. Well, that's true, but what if you can't get any rest at all? It's complete torture, especially you have all these different responsibilities and how you're supposed to be this and how you have to interact in society and how I have to be healed enough to get up just to get into the shower, and healed enough just to make the right choices for my food, and healed enough to even want to make interactions with other people. Like, this person is tortured from the inside because emotional, physical, spiritual abuse that they had all through childhood, and then even now the people that they encounter, it's like they're drawn to toxic people, which leads me back to witch hunts and cutting off the ability of somebody to have their own safety, their own nurture, their own growth by manipulation. You manipulate someone that bad, it is murder. You've ruined their freaking lives. And then they spend their whole life, especially if they're a good person, just trying to be okay enough to just be okay. And then on the opposite side of that, you have somebody who chose anger, you know, and chose to become like their abuser. And then the cycle continues. And you don't want that. You certainly don't want that for you. You don't want that for anyone else that's being hurt. You want to find the abusers who are doing the manipulation, your higher ups. And then you need to look in the mirror if you're an adult, or even if you're a child, and you need to understand, am I a bully? Am I? And you need to take that seriously. So, good luck to this star, and I hope you get some rest. We read. Okay. Pile number 3, happy read. What I did for these piles is I've shuffled my decks, then I put 2 decks together that are the companion decks. These are your 2 companion decks. Then I shuffled this 3rd one here, and this is the card that I picked off the pile for you. All right, the other cards I have not seen. After I shuffled all of the decks, I pulled the top card and the bottom card from every single pile, and I gave those to pile number 4. So what this represents here is you, a piece of you that's a divine feminine. Whether you're a male or you're a female, it's the part of you that has the feminine nurture side within you, okay? This is also possibly your divine feminine, your counterpart, or somebody that you know. So let's see what's going on in your current energy. I honestly feel like this pile I was going to say very masculine. You're not clueless, but it's almost like I do feel like you have a tiny bit of a mind body. There's a little bit of lack of a mind body relationship here. You might have a lot of money. You might be focused only on money. You might honestly not understand that all body parts work together as a whole, okay? So you're having a difficult time connecting the male and the female parts of your body. So you might be someone that's always had to be the responsible person, okay? So you always have to be in go mode. You always have to be in protection mode. You always have to be in planning mode, okay? So you have a hard time with self-care. You might not even have the time for self-care. But it's almost like you get hurt and you only look at the symptom, but you don't look at the whole cause. You don't look at, what you had for breakfast, and maybe that's why you have a stomach ache, and then maybe you eat really fast. Like, you could be a scientist but have a very poor diet. You could be a wellness, enthusiast or a teacher, but, drink a lot of caffeine and not get a lot of rest because, you have to work on your business so much. So it's just like you have this pile feels very, very extended to the point where it's almost like it's not that you've forgotten how to take care of yourself, but it's almost like you don't have time for that. So there's a fear there of losing that part of yourself that needs to have that nurture and love, that needs to have, the time for quiet, that needs to have a creative 5 minutes, something like that. It's like you're disconnected from your feminine core, if that makes sense. So let's take a look at your cards here. I have the 5 of Swords and then the Knight of Pentacles. So it would certainly make sense that you have felt like you've always had to be the breadwinner, or from a very early start, it was as if the odds are against you, but I have to earn. So my job is to be the responsible person and to earn, okay? You might have experienced a lot of violence in your life and not have had a very strong, nurturing presence, or it's like when you got hurt, it's like the sympathy wasn't there for you. So it's like you had to be tough all the time, and you got hurt a lot. So it's almost like there's no time for crying is the feeling I have for this pile. And then at the same time, it's like, you're supposed to be earning, but you honestly feel like upside down. It's almost like you have 2 pairs of shoes, but you're missing the shoelaces, or you have 2 pairs of shoes, but they're both left feet, or it's almost like every time you go to start something, it's almost like you have double of something, but you're missing another thing. I don't know how to explain that. That's kind of weird, but I don't know, but it's like your only goal is to be successful, to be the person in charge of the finances, the structure, the stability, it's almost like you could be someone to make someone else proud. That could be it too. But there's a lot of viciousness in this. There's no time for creativity. There's no time for love. We don't even have time to eat. Well, there's barely any sleep. It's like we make things here. Like, let's go now. Like, this person is in Saturn mode always, but at the same time, it's like you could say that, but nobody ever said Saturn neglected their body. So nice try. Okay, so you're missing the self-care, you're missing the connection, you're missing the ability to cry and feel pain. What else is going on? Yeah, like you could be a parent now, or you could be responsible for children even, and it's like you realize like you're that meanie. And it's like, what? We don't treat children like that. It's like, where's your heart here? And it's like, I feel the need for this person, if you're a divine being or trying to be a divine being. It's like, I'm trying to get out of this. I truly am. But it's like, if what's in your past that's holding you back, this core wound of it's like, you're upside down getting attacked. It's like right to the face, but you have the disadvantage. You know what I mean? It's like they're making you look at the coin while seriously the blade's going straight for your face and your helmet's open. So think about that's creepy and scary. And it's like you're holding a coin and that's open. You don't have a shield. It's like you're completely out in the elements, and at the same time, it's like fight for your life and earn money. So that's a really strange dynamic there. I mean, yikes. And it could have even been the women in your family that were so harsh. Like, you do it. And you're like, oh my gosh. Like, I'm seeing young boys, okay? And it's like the women in their family are telling them they have to be the man now. And it's like, they're a boy. How could they possibly be the man now? They haven't even learned enough. It's like you guys talk about brain development, but you're not even focusing on real brain development. And it's like you need to learn the basics before you can understand. And then you have to be at a certain age level, truly, because your brain hasn't fully developed to learn this part yet. So it's like they have to wait for each other. But if you have the right learning environment, that can happen really fast. So I get all these jealous meanies over here. So you just get out of the way. But then it's like if you take away the loving aspect of it, it's like this person is completely wounded from the start. It's like you took away the nurture. Like, let's just see how they do. It's really creepy. I don't like it. Yeah, this would be like a masculine. Yeah, like none of the cards even wanted to shuffle. It's like this would be a masculine that didn't have a beautiful, loving, divine feminine in their life, or if they had feelings for a beautiful divine feminine, even if as a young boy, it's like they were shot down from the beginning. Like, you'll never have that kind of person. No, never. And so it's like this person, in addition to having mean people in their life when they were young, have only focused now on being successful so they can take care of this beautiful person that they've always desired to want to be with in the first place. I mean, this person could have been anything, but their whole life has been about making money and being the leader, so that's what they're focused on. You know what I mean? And they might not even, still to this point, not even be able to get with their romantic, beautiful, loving partner yet. They still may only, it's like they're in this vibration of it's like money, 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 money here. This could certainly be an arranged marriage as well that you're forced into. It's like there is no time for love. Okay. And it's like, I see another male who's like fallen in love with the estate, like the home, the property that him and his wife live on, but there's no love there. But it was like, this was pre-planned. So it's kind of just like, he's like, whatever, but he enjoys like the farm life. He enjoys like whatever he's allowed to do on the property, but he's not getting along with his wife. Or there's another male, you could be male or female. I'm just, going gender real quick. It's almost like she's sending out a message to somebody because she's the Nine of Pentacles. She really has everything. It's like, where are you? Here's this little snail. It's like, snail mail, where are you? I have everything for us. I have the love. I have the estate. I have the money. So do you. Where are you? So she's like sending the bird to find him. So this could also be a very beautiful relationship where it's like this male is just desperate to get to his divine other. You can be either way, but it's like you could be this female that's just like always been a workhorse. But then all of a sudden you're like, where's the love in my life? Like, that doesn't make any sense to me, and it doesn't matter. It's like, what if you've always been attracted to this certain kind of person, but you've always been like, there's no chance. And at the same time, it's like, while you got caught looking, like, this is going to be my life, you were like, all these swords came right to your face. So it's like you've always not been able to go for the being of the person that you've truly wanted to be with. Your focus has been on money, but then it's like, if that was supposed to be you, you're like, why can't I be alone and desperate? Someone said desperate. They're desperate for love. This person, it's like, you could be this person, but also this person. It's like, you're wearing the mask of the King of Pentacles, but it's just like, just leave me alone, let me be me, is another way that I feel this, because this is a general reading. Like, I feel like another person is like, you don't understand. Like, I'm the Nine of Pentacles. I don't need to be your king. I don't need to be your structure. I don't need to take care of you. Like, you need to do this now. I've been doing this my whole life. That's someone I feel like, yeah, like, if you've been taking care of your family for your entire life, and they're like, you have to take care of me now. You have to do this. You have to do that. And you're like, look, it hurts. It's not working for any of us, and I need to be me. That's another situation that I'm seeing for this path. Yes, you're truly an empress. It's like, and that's the worst part. It's like, if you're a really scientific person, or you're only allowed to do math things, or it's like you've never been shown this loving, beautiful example of nurture. But it's like deep in your heart, it's deep in the soul records of everything you see. You love the earth. You're somebody who loves beauty. Okay, whether you consider yourself beautiful or not, whether you're even, it's like you don't even think about that for some reason. It's like, for some reason, like luscious, luxurious beauty, like the lusciousness, it's like mood lighting, music, of foods, like that's off limits to you for some reason. And it's like, here you are, the King of Pentacles, with a beautiful heart and like this desire to want to be creative. How come you're not allowed to do any of that? And that's something, it's like, if this is your core wound, you need to realize, it's like, because I need to go take care of myself. I actually deserve luxury at this point. Goodbye. Find somebody to come in and be your new manager. Sell off the shares of your company, especially if you don't feel good. This is that time to discover, like, especially if you've been somebody that's been trapped, away. You might have a lot of money. You might come from a certain area and know certain things, but you might not know what you envision yet because you've never seen it and you've never felt it. You know what it's like exists and it's out there, but that's because it's in you. So until you can unlock that piece of you're going to be having a hard time magnetically drawing your other counterpart in, because you secretly desire not only to understand the Empress, you want to be with an Empress. So this could be a male and this could be a female, but it's like you could be attracted to the same sex, or you could just be looking for your ideal partner. But until you can become the Empress or understand the Empress, you won't be able to enjoy that. Because you don't honestly, it's like you want to be able to enjoy it from another person too. Because I feel like this pile here is a very masculine pile. It's not that they mind taking on the responsibility, but they might be the one where it's like, I'll do the dishes if you cook, or, you go ahead and decorate, like whatever you want, honey. Like, because you like to enjoy the beauty of it. But if you were never able to experience that, it's like you've always been cut off from that now. So that would be your core wound. And that would be why you're having a hard time understanding your feminine. If there's a lot of discord, why you're having a hard time leaving your house. Because whatever this negative group is over here, they don't want you to become the Empress and realize your full self. That's why they've always made you act this way and become this type of person and be kept in the dark from all type of beauty that was supposed to be yours, okay? And then also they don't want you to be with a divine partner. Because you have that ability. You're the King of Pentacles. You're the Empress. You don't have to have a crown. You don't have to have a lot of money. You will always have a beautiful home, beautiful food, beautiful lighting, fresh water. You would always be happy if you had this. So that's your core wound, and that's what's missing in your life, a group of people that never showed you what a real divine feminine was. And you have to give yourself love now. True motherly divine love, and then you have to imagine your perfect partner giving you that motherly love that you never got. But if you don't start going and experiencing good tasting food, if you don't start going and maybe getting massages or taking warm showers or baths or giving yourself massage with oil, or going to get a manicure, even just doing it yourself, if you don't rub your feet, if you don't do your laundry, that's all stuff where you're disconnecting yourself from your feminine. You have to do this yourself. So that's different than going and hiring out somebody to do your laundry and pressing it for you. You just had the Empress do it for you, but she's not in your household. And she's not your lover, and she's not your mother. You know what I mean? And you're not going to make your daughter be your slave. Okay, she might get old enough where she does certain chores and you don't like to do the laundry, but you're going to show her how to do the laundry. So first you got to do the laundry. You know what I mean? But you have to do that in ways to take care of yourself. In beautiful ways. Like, go to the store and buy the best tie you can find because it's really cool. Go, if you're not that flashy, go get a weird random cool coffee mug that you like. Okay, wear a different color socks. Like, just do something different where you feel a little bit like, ooh, this is a little luxurious or different. It's not feminine, but that's what you need. Do you see what I'm saying? That's fine. That's why people will say gay is jolly. You know what I mean? That's your divine feminine where you feel good. There's a huge difference in cutting yourself off, from, yes, this feels right. So work on that. Happy read, pile 3. I honestly needed that because the other one was heavy. And it's like, it's like if only pile 2 had the money you had, and if only you had, it's like you both missed nurtures. Like this would be like pile 2, and then this is you, pile 3. You're both trying to get to each other because you haven't had like the love in your life that you desire both ways. Like this one didn't get any protection or love. You didn't get any love, and you had to be the protection. So it's like you're the same but different, but you're a beautiful complement to each other. That's when it's like opposites attract, or we're so beautiful together, or like, oh, we meld so well, because it's like the one thing you don't like to do, your person likes to do and experience. And then the one thing you're like a little nervous about saying you don't like to do is like that person loves to do. And it's like you both love to take care of each other. So you're always both enjoying your divine feminine at the same time. And because you're taking care of each other, you're both always enjoying your divine masculine at the same time. So this couple would have a very beautiful life. You could see that. So that's why you got a bunch of nasty people that always try to break you down, first as an individual and then as a couple. So if they can keep you apart and hurt apart, obviously that would be their goal. I would look to a group. Make sure they're smiling because they're the ones that are smiling and stabbing you, right in front of you. That's why you can see them. That's that creepy smile, okay? Okay, happy day and good luck. Happy read. Okay, we made it. Pile number 4. Welcome to your reading. I need to take a drink of water. Sorry, I feel like I just ran a marathon. Let me quickly explain to you how I did this pile. At the beginning, while I was shuffling all the decks, I chose a companion deck for each pile. And then, once I was done shuffling, I chose their, one card from each deck for them, okay? Then I took the top card and the bottom card from every single deck and I put it in this pile here. I have not looked at any of the cards except for obviously this one here is the Fool. I also grabbed 2 other cards from 2 decks that were not in any of the other piles. What this represents is you being born as a human being now in your current lifetime, and you being a piece of everything that's ever existed, whether you have experienced it now in this lifetime or not. So it's kind of like this is what you ended up with. All right, I feel like this pile here specifically feels very abandoned and alone. I feel like you might have a very extraordinary personality. You might feel it kind of like you have to be the Joker or the Fool. You might feel like you have to be the class clown. You might feel like you're that kind of person that always kind of has to chuckle, even if it's not funny. You probably don't do small talk very well. I'm going to be honest. You're a very good actor because you've had to be. It's every single time. It's like this pile. It's like right before. It's like just before you're about to have something wonderful, the rug gets out, like swept out from underneath you. Like every time I'm about to have a home, it's gone. It's like as soon as I decorate, as soon as I put that final plant in there, as soon as it's like set that one little last thing, it's like, oh, this feels good. Literally within a week, there's a disaster. It happens every single time, but I just can't help myself trying to create a beautiful home. I want my own home. It's so very stressful. And so I feel like it's like, you're just like, I literally have nothing. You might have literally gotten in an accident where you've had memory loss. You might have been so abused in your life in ways that you didn't even realize, where it's like myofascial release might be very painful but very beneficial to you because it's like you have all these core wounds in every single fiber of your body just from the get-go. It's like you were born wounded. But let's see what your cards are. We're just going to look at them together. And I'm just going to flip them up like this. So, because we have no idea. And I constantly, you're very easygoing at this point. This pile is very intelligent. This pile is probably mostly already integrated into divine feminine and divine masculine, okay? I honestly think that you have a good hold on both of those. You might honestly feel very wounded. You might feel very weepy. You might feel like it's very hard to even talk to people or form relationships at this point because you've been hurt so bad. You're just kind of like, I can't even go there because if I had to speak, only tears would come out. Nothing would even come out. So you might honestly feel like your divine feminine is hurt and wounded at this time. You might feel that you have no protection from anyone. So you not only have to be the feminine, you have to be the masculine. And then you have to be the masculine with nothing. No eyesight, no support, no partner, no nothing. And I do feel like you always felt like that your whole life. Even if your life is really good, I feel like you're that kind of person. It's like you feel the clock ticking. And you're like, oh no, type of feeling. I feel like things have been really, like you might have had really big shock factors in your life where it's not all of a sudden you're like, I'm a complete handicap mess and I can't tell anyone. Like I'm shattered, whether you see it or not. That's how I feel like this pile is. But let's see what we've got. We have the King of Wands and we have Strength as a major. And the Eight of Pentacles. I feel like you are extremely talented, very, very, very talented. You, in creative ways, whether that's in any kind of forming of a business, forming of building blocks, which is like you find that ironic. You're like, how come I just built a mountain, yet here I am on the ground about to fall off a cliff? I really feel like that's how somebody feels right now. And you could be masculine or feminine because you're like, it doesn't really matter if I'm not even alive, does it? It doesn't really matter if I don't have a place to create. So this person has a very, very stable way of being grounded. You're very, very passionate. You're the first person like, yep, let's go, let's do it. it because you've always had to. Like, you know how to be alone. You understand how it feels for things to be stripped from you at any given moment and any single time. So you have no problem being like, yes, I'm going to go for it. I'm going to go for it now. And you're very, very good at building whatever it is. You might not get the opportunity because, like I said, you're ready. You're building this mountain. All of a sudden, here you are again on the ground, okay? And I feel it's like your loyalty gets stripped from you in the form of people. So it's like I honestly feel like you don't even want to have friends. You understand that you have to have multiple people to build certain different foundations because you're very intelligent. However, you really prefer to go it alone. So I do think that you're very intelligent of the way where it's like, you know what, guys, I got this. Eventually, it's going to be you and not the rest of the team. And it's like, then it's finally like you're the leader and everyone's coming for you. And you're like, what just happened here? So this person here it's like, it's always just stripped from you, whatever it is. So this creates a lot of emotional burden on you because you're always stripped from everything. So even though you're so strong, it freaking hurts. You are a very passionate person. You definitely get upset about it. It's not like you're like, no big deal. Like, this person looks jolly. He's not jolly. He's actually, it's like, you might be like walking up the steps to your office thinking like, I did so great. We did so great last quarter. And all of a sudden you walk in the door and they just fired you from your company. It's something like weird like that, where it's like you built the company, you're the strong, solid piece here. You did it, you protected everyone, you did it fast, you made him a lot of money, like really, because it's like you're not even that concerned. It's like you made your employees the money. You're the strong one. And this creates emotional terror. So it's like your feminine is like, F you. You know what I mean? Because this is masculine and feminine. No matter what you do, there's somebody right there tearing you down. And you have no time for this. This is a person that's already integrated. This is an ascended master type of person where it's like, get out of my way. I'm on mission. This is that type of person. So I have the Knight of Cups and the Nine of Baskets in reverse. You do not really have time for your like wishes. Like, you're a very straightforward type of person. So you don't like somebody to come in here and be like, hey, what if this happened? What if we did this? Hey, how about that? And you're like, how about it? What if? I understand that because I feel like that too. Because like, what are you messing with right now? Because that's your core wound. Don't F with my emotions. Because at any time somebody comes in and they take it. Okay? And so that's why it's like, what do you mean I have to make a choice here? It's like, this is what's happening here when your divine feminine inside of your body is feeling very, very wounded here. Because it's like, you know that it takes all this beautiful ingredient, I guess, to make a luxury picnic, okay? It doesn't need to cost very much, but at the same time, it's going to be everything. This is just an example. This is like your business, okay? And at the same time, you're very aware. It's like you don't even need to convince anybody. You're not that kind of person. So when somebody comes in and is very wordy and is being very extra, it honestly pisses you off because you don't have time for that because somebody else in your life was always just taking things away from you. So it's like every time you collected a new piece for whatever you were working on, another piece was stolen. So it's very weird in that way. So I feel like you have a lot of manipulative people that come to you, just create all this weird, just nothingness. It's just like a lot of talk and a lot of fake emotional stuff that you don't have time for because you're a very loving person. That's why you put all of your love, it's like into you. You put everything into you and who you are and what you make and your desire because you're very solid and strong and true. But because this came reverse and this came reverse, you've got a lot of people coming here smiling in your face like, let's make a deal, or what if we did this, or do you know that? You know, it's like manipulative people and you don't have time for that. So it's not that you're a cold person. Some people might be like, you're so mean. It's like, no, you don't understand. You're messing with me, and I feel that, and I don't like that. That's how I feel. You feel, yeah, it's like you can call, you understand people very, very, very well, and you don't have to tell anybody that. They can see it on you, and they're very intimidated by you. That is why you have so many negative people all up in your space that just can't stand you, that are trying. I think that they try to change the story of who you are and what you built constantly to where it's like, not only did they just fire you from your company, they acted like you were the one that ruined the company or you hurt someone. It's like they defame you at the same time. So it's maddening. It's madness. Yeah. And it's like, oh, it just breaks your heart. And this is something that has happened to you over time. So you could feel extremely angry at life at this point. Yes. Excuse me. You just have a very, very broken heart. I would say it's like you're always hopeful, but you have a very broken heart. You almost, I feel like at this point in your life, 2026, you don't really want to try anymore because you've been hurt so bad by so many different people's words, by so many, like literally coming in, it's like pure sabotage. And it's always like right when it's at the specific time. So I honestly feel like in this moment, you feel exhausted. Like you always, it's like you're endless ideas. You really are. And you do have the ability to make it happen, but it's like you're waiting for it to be a complete flop, a complete fail. We have the Ace of Cups in reverse twice. It's like you're just waiting. It's like it's going to happen. Like it's going to happen and it's going to break my heart. It's like it's already falling down or slowing down before it even started is the energy in your pile and how you feel. I mean, we had strength twice, but I feel like you don't think that you're very strong, which is very interesting at the same time, because it was like my major and then this is a major and then that was a break. It's like you always feel like the amateur for some reason, and maybe that's your deepest fear. And that's almost like why you lose things really early, so you don't have time to get too attached to it because it's going to cause you too much pain. I'm not really sure, but it's like you're caught in this circle where it's like you are the strength, but whatever's coming towards you is to constantly hurt you. It's like you already know that it's coming. It's very strange. Oh, I don't like that. It's almost like whoever it is that comes to you even now, it's like they're laughing at your loss. It's like your double loss. It's like if they took both of the scales and you filled both of them up, they came, poured out everything, and then pretended that, it was something different or something new or they created. But really it was all you. You're upside down, but still trying to survive, starting over. The Three of Cups. It's almost like I honestly feel like this pile, whether you're a man or a woman, you are afraid to experience love. You're afraid to experience like at last. Because whoever you are in your life, every time you felt like, oh, it's mine, or this is so wonderful, or this is beautiful, and you really felt the emotion of this is love, it was gone. It was taken from you by someone. I do think it was another feminine, because I even think it's like you don't have time for anyone to spin stories. You already were born with zero. So it's like you don't have time for it. It's like you're trying to collect all the pieces, and it's like everybody else has all the pieces, but I have zeros. Like I don't have time for any of this, and it breaks your heart over time. And now you're anticipating the pain to a point where it's like, I've got to get out of this cycle, because it's like the only thing that happens now. I work until it gets teared down and it breaks my heart. And now I'm anticipating the heartbreak. That's where this pile is here. The Five of Hearts in reverse, which would be the Hierophant in reverse. The Hierophant in love in reverse with the broken heart, the Queen of Pentacles. I don't know. This could certainly have been a mother figure who was just very, very, very harsh to you. Even maybe a grandma. I'm seeing a grandma. But something happened where not only did you have to be really selfless, it's almost like you had to take care of your family. So there was no time for your crying, but it was like, it didn't have to be violent, but it was almost like there was like a sick feminine in your life or a very hurt feminine in your life when you were young, and like you had to take care of them. Or you were always like, you couldn't go to that party, or you couldn't afford that thing, or you couldn't do that thing because you had to take care of this feminine, or you were almost like a Cinderella, or you had to take care of everything in the house and everyone around you because you had nothing, you were nobody. Because whoever this person is here, they're lacking love, and they're the authority figure, and they're not showing you love, but you always feel disappointed. But why? How come you never got to experience this love? How come you never got what was yours? It's like you're waiting to go to the ball and finish your chore list, but it's never going to be done. So it's like pure heartbreak here. You're definitely this beautiful, strong being, but it's like now as an adult, whether this was witchcraft or not, something has happened here where you're in this cycle of this heartbreak is being completely drawn to you every single time. And no matter how close you get, it's like you could always be the secretary and never the business owner. It's like that feeling. And you're just like, why does this always happen? Like, I'm smarter than all my employers everywhere I go. And here I am. I can't even get minimum wage. You know, that's this feeling. It's like whoever your employer is, it could be a mean girl. It could just be a nasty guy, you know, that has complexes, treating you like F. Where it's like, actually here, like, we do have human rights. Just in case you were confused, you can't treat people like that. So there's definitely something going on here. It's like wherever situation you find yourself in, that's the core wound. You're anticipating the hurt. I will say just leave the situation if you're honestly in something and you're confused. Like, should I stay? Should I go? What's going on? Whoever hired you, whoever is the, like, especially I'm seeing roommates now. Like if you're going to go live in a house, you want to, if I see different adults like paying to have different rooms in a home. Like whoever this controlling person is, they're seriously really negative. And it's almost like they're just waiting for you to get this last little 8 to take it with you to collect your coins, you know, make something cool with it. And that's exactly when they're going to come in. And you're already anticipating it. That's where it's like your intuition is kicking in big time. So you might have been wounded in the way where somebody manipulated in you not to trust yourself. You know, because it's always like, you're like, how come this happened again? And here I am, the fool. Or it's like something's going on behind the scenes where it's like they're already anticipating your loss before you're even ready to collect. So if that gives you kind of any clue, it would be, this is not a good situation. They're already behind the scenes trying to hurt you, waiting for this. So don't let this one take you down either. Like, you have to use your intuition on point here. What doesn't feel right? Not what are the rules and what do I have to do and this is what's always been done. What's not feeling right here that's about to cause my disaster before my harvest? Like, I don't want this to happen again, and it feels so familiar. You know what I mean? That's your core wound and what you're dealing with. Your divine feminine on your inside is dealing with, whether you're male or female. Good luck, because you truly are either already in some kind of union with spirit where you're an ascended master, and that's why all your creations keep getting tipped over. Your safety gets tipped over right before you're ready to publish or hit play, you know, something strange. But that's no accident. Whoever is near you or around you understands that you're already an integrated feminine and masculine. They know you're the powerhouse. So they're doing something purposely to manipulate you, to destroy you from already. Before you see it coming, because you're too focused on the passion that you have, that you're building and hanging on to what's yours, they're destroying your love. They're creating too much pain for you. So that's when you have to see it before it comes and realize sabotage is here. So you don't have to take care of this person any longer. You're not responsible for them. Yeah, you don't have to finish that project for them so you both get paid. No. It doesn't work like that. It's time for you to go solo and say goodbye, because it's only causing you pure heartbreak. If it's a group of people, it's a no. If it's one person coming in after the next, it's a no. You know what I mean? Look after your businesses. Look after your children. It's like, look out from underneath you. Did they put something in your path for you to trip? So it's like, that's the level you're at, because you're already, you came to this read with the anticipation of something's about to go really wrong right now. So please trust that intuition in yourself. Just increase your intuition, and the more that you trust yourself and make the right choice for yourself, the more, oh man, I just barely escaped that. You have that feeling, you know, then you're going to know that there's road right ahead of you the next time, that you might not just fall, even though you're looking ahead. You know what I mean? Each time you trust yourself, more of that road comes out for you. Okay. Good luck, Pile 4, and happy read.